What if I told you that the only difference between you and the people you admire is the intensity of your desire? Not their education. Not their background. Not their luck. Just one thing: how badly they want it. Most people say they want success. They say they want money. They say they want freedom. But when life tests them, they quit. So the real question is not, do you want success? The real question is, are you willing to burn for it? In Chapter 2 of Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill reveals a dangerous truth: weak desire brings weak results. If your goal is just a wish, it will die like a wish. But if your goal becomes an obsession, something you think about when you wake up and before you sleep, then your life begins to change. In the next few minutes, I'm going to break down the exact formula Hill gives to turn desire into wealth. A formula that has been followed by entrepreneurs, leaders, and millionaires for decades. And I'm not just talking about positive thinking. I'm talking about a step-by-step method to reprogram your mind for success. But before we begin, ask yourself something honestly: what do you really want? And more importantly, what are you willing to give in return? Because by the end of this video, you won't just understand desire. You'll understand why most people never succeed, and how you can become the exception. Let's begin. Chapter 2 of Think and Grow Rich, titled Desire, is considered the emotional foundation of the entire book. Napoleon Hill begins with a bold claim: desire is the starting point of all achievement. He explains that every great success story begins not with money, education, or opportunity, but with a burning desire. Many people casually say they want wealth, success, or recognition, but very few develop the kind of intense, definite desire that drives them to take consistent action despite obstacles. Hill makes it clear that there is a huge difference between wishing for something and being completely committed to achieving it. A wish is weak and passive, but a burning desire is powerful and active. It pushes a person to think differently, act differently, and persist longer than others. To illustrate this principle, Hill shares the powerful story of Edwin C. Barnes, a man who had one clear goal: he wanted to become the business partner of Thomas Edison. Barnes was not wealthy, educated, or influential. In fact, he had very little money and no connections. But what he did have was certainty. He did not say, "I will try to work for Edison." Instead, he said, "I will become his partner." That level of clarity and commitment separated him from ordinary dreamers. With no money for a proper train ticket, Barnes traveled in a freight car just to reach Edison's office. When he arrived, he did not look impressive, but Edison later said he could see determination in his eyes. Barnes did not achieve his goal immediately. He was given small, ordinary tasks at first. Many people would have felt disappointed and quit. But Barnes never gave up on his definite purpose. He remained patient and prepared. Years later, when Edison invented a dictating machine that his sales team failed to sell successfully, Barnes saw his opportunity. He believed in the product, marketed it effectively, and proved his value. That opportunity changed his life, and he eventually became Edison's business associate. Hill uses this story to show that strong desire, when combined with persistence and readiness, creates opportunity. The opportunity may not appear immediately, but it will come to those who refuse to quit. Hill strongly emphasizes that desire must be definite. Vague goals produce vague results. Saying, "I want to be rich," is not enough. You must decide exactly how much money you want. You must decide when you want it. And most importantly, you must decide what you are willing to give in return. Hill firmly states that there is no such thing as something for nothing. Success requires value creation. Whether it is through skill, service, innovation, or leadership, you must offer something useful in exchange for wealth. This mindset shifts a person from dreaming to planning. One of the most practical contributions of this chapter is Hill's 6-step method for turning desire into riches. First, fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. Specific numbers create clarity. Second, determine exactly what you intend to give in return for that money. Third, establish a definite date by which you intend to possess it. Fourth, create a clear plan and begin immediately, even if you do not feel fully ready. Action builds confidence. Fifth, write a clear statement that includes your goal, timeline, what you will give, and your plan. And sixth, read this statement aloud twice daily, once in the morning and once before sleeping, while visualizing yourself already in possession of your goal. Hill explains that repetition and emotion influence the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind does not respond strongly to weak thoughts, but it reacts powerfully to thoughts mixed with belief and feeling. When you repeatedly read your goal with emotion and confidence, your belief strengthens. Over time, your decisions, habits, and actions begin aligning with that belief. This is how desire transforms into reality, not through magic, but through focused thinking and consistent effort. Another major lesson in this chapter is the importance of faith. Hill explains that faith can be developed through repeated affirmations and positive self-suggestion. When you consistently tell yourself that you will achieve your goal, and you imagine it clearly, your mind begins to accept it as possible. Doubt weakens desire, but faith strengthens it. Many successful individuals were criticized or doubted in the beginning, but their belief in themselves kept them moving forward. Faith and desire together form a powerful combination. Persistence is equally important. Hill reminds readers that temporary defeat is not failure. Challenges are part of every success story. Most people fail not because they lack ability, but because they quit too soon. Often, success is just one step beyond the point where most people give up. A burning desire gives you the strength to continue when things become difficult. When your reason for achieving something is strong enough, you will find solutions to problems instead of excuses. In conclusion, Chapter 2 of Think and Grow Rich teaches that burning desire is the true beginning of all wealth and achievement. It is not enough to simply hope for success. You must define your goal clearly, commit fully, create a plan, build faith, and persist despite obstacles. According to Napoleon Hill, riches begin in the mind before they appear in the physical world. When desire becomes definite, emotional, and persistent, it transforms from a dream into a driving force that shapes reality. If you want to change your life, start by strengthening your desire, because everything you achieve begins with that single decision. Desire is powerful, but without belief, it dies before it ever pays you. In this chapter, you'll discover the force that turns thought into reality, unshakable faith.